going on, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this album review of Mia X called Unlady Like. If y'all is unfamiliar with Mia X is a female rapper. She from New Orleans, Louisiana. This is her second debut album under No Limit Records. And this is the real deal. Y'all know how I do. This album was really anticipated for the year of '97. There's a lot of airplay, radio play for this album. The producers for this album were Beats by the Pound. And if y'all familiar with Beats by the Pound, I don't need to list them all. And then the features will be listed as I go through the track listings. Let's go with the songs now. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now, the first one is called You Don't Want to Go to War. And this features Master P, C Murder, Silk the Shocker, and Mystical. And if y'all remember No Limit back in the day, they used to do a lot of soldiers type tracks or posse songs, as I like to call it. This was one of the few that was really bumping. Mia X come through with a dope verse. Master P did his thing. C Murder did well also. Silk the Shocker, he comes through with that crazy flow. And Mystical comes through with a dope ass verse. This is easily one of the better tracks on the album. And then the next one is called The Party Don't Stop. This features Master P and Foxy Brown. Now, this song here was considered Mia X single for the album. There's also a video for this song as well. And if y'all remember back in '97, for those who are around my age or older, perhaps y'all could be younger too, this song was probably one of the biggest hit around that time. The song is pretty good, it's not bad. Mia X come through with a nice verse. Master P comes through with a solid verse, and Foxy Brown did her thing on there. Again, if you haven't heard this song before, I would be kind of surprised. The next one is called I Pity You. This is a kind of a darker cut for Mia X, and it almost sounds like the Biggie song called What's Beef, if y'all familiar with that song. And Mia X comes through with some dope vocals. The beat is on point. This is probably one of my personal favorites off of the album alone. Like, it's banging, man. The next one is called Who Got the Clout. This features Mystical, and this track is blazing, man. I remember when I first heard this song, man. You know, back then they had like speakers, like we had actual speakers, you know, and they used to boom in the house, man. But Mia X comes through with a nice verse. Mystical does his thing, and then on the final verse, they do what I call tennis verse, like rapping back and forth. And this is another banging track for y'all to peep out, man. Who Got the Clout? Now, for those that's saying that clout just came out, man, that term been out for decades, man. So yeah, I ain't gonna get started on that. Then I'm gonna go down to Let's Get It Straight. This song sounds like some about to go to war type stuff, you know what I mean? And this features Mystical. He sings on the, or he raps on the hook. And Mia X coming through with some dope vocals. And she comes through with like great punchlines and all that stuff, man. And that beat goes in like a mug. And Mystical does a nice job rapping on the hook. The next one is called Forever True. When you hear this song, you already know it's a C Murder track. And this features the whole TRU, who is C Murder, Master P, and Silk. This track is pretty solid. C, Master P, and Silk comes through with some really nice vocals. And the hook goes hard though. The hook is very catchy. We bought it. Two soldiers ready to die. Bring the Drama is a really nice track. This features Big Ed, may he rest in peace, and Mr. Servon. I believe that's Fiend on the hook, if I'm not mistaken. And Big Ed comes through with a really good verse. on there. Mr. Servon does his thing with the verse, with the flows that I prefer, honestly. And I'm sure that's Fiend on the hook saying, "Bring the drama," you know. But then the next one is called Mama's Family. This features a good bit of people. This features Fiend, KLC, Cain and Abel, Mr. Servon, and Mac. And this is a blazing track from Mia X, man. Mia X come through with a dope verse on there. And like I said, that beat is on some dark, sinister type, man. KLC, I didn't really know he rapped. Like, I always know he was a producer, but I never knew he could rap as well. He comes through with a pretty nice verse. Cain and Abel did their thing, man. Y'all know how Cain and Abel do. Mr. Servon comes through with a nice verse, and Matt comes through with a dope verse, and Fiend pretty much sings the hook for this song. This is one of those tracks that y'all gotta peep out, man, if y'all haven't heard it already. The next one is called I Don't Know Why. This is probably one of the softer songs for Mia X, but I really dig it. This features Moby Dick, and the vocals is done by Dawn Vickers. She's a singer that sings, you know, at the beginning of the song, and then Mia X comes through with some nice verses, just talking about, you know, hard times and the struggles, things like that. And then Moby comes through singing the second part of the hook. I guess like you can call it the bridge hook. This song is really nice, man. You know, something to just sit down and just listen to. Then Hoodlum Poetry is really nice. Mia X, this, you know, she's being poetic on this track. She's not rapping, but she's just spitting a poem for y'all to peep out. It's really dark and deep, I should say. The next one is called Rainy Days, and this song is really nice, man. It's really dark. When you hear the beat, it's all, you know, you can hear the pouring, raining sounds on there. And Mia X is coming through with the flows, the vocals that she's known for. I believe she sings the hook on this track. And she comes through with some really dark lyrics and things like that. The pain that we go through as black people, I'll put it like that. And then I'm gonna go down to Rest in Peace Jill. And this song is really dope, man. I honestly, I wasn't expecting much of it. I thought it was gonna be like a, you know, softer song from Mia X, but she comes through with some really dope vocals. Pretty much saying rest in peace to her friend that died and things like that. And it's really dope, man. And then the last one is called Thank You, just an outro, which is Moby Dick, TC, and Mercedes is singing on the outro. So that's it. That's all the songs I reviewed for this album. And you know, I know a lot of people say this is a classic and things like that. So for me to rate this out of a 10, I would give this a solid 8.5 to a 9. So I'll give it an 8.75 out of a 10. Mia X does a nice job with the lyrics. You know, she's actually one of the only female rappers that I can recite the lyrics to. She's not always about, you know, that feminism and sex stuff, even though there's a couple of songs that does contain that type of content. But overall, that's not what Mia X is about. And this album right here proves it. I mean, hence the title, Unlady Like. The productions on there is pretty good and solid for the most part. And honestly, this was one of the best albums from No Limit. You know, it's pretty much well-rounded, and it goes to show that Master P did let Mia X rap about what she wanted to rap about. She wasn't limited to the contents of this album. So with that being said, I would definitely peep this album out if you're a fan of Mia X, or if you're a fan of No Limit Records around that time. You know, this was when they was about to really hit their prime. This album here is, you know, should be going down as easily one of the best female rappers or albums out there. You know, This album went gold. You gotta think, man, in those times in the underground, it's pretty hard to do that. So I think this album is on the streams if you want to listen to it. If you're a collector like I am, you probably can get it for a pretty good price, but just be careful, because these CDs and cases are starting to be out of print, like gone for good. So that's it. Shout out to Mia X for coming with a dope album. Be on the lookout for the Mama Drama I'ma have coming soon, and then I think the first album of hers also, I gotta look around for it. So that's it. Shout out to all the producers and all the features. All right, much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right, peace out, guys.